Okay, let's jump right in. We're looking at this situation. Three Singaporean ministers seen having dinner with Su Haijin.
Right, the same Haijin who later gets convicted for money laundering. It's a big deal.
Exactly. It sounds, like a plot point, but this actually happened. We're digging into this based on a discussion from 2230, a major political controversy back in 2025.
And the first thing that hits you is, well, what's going on here? Ministers dining with someone who turns out to be central to this huge billion-dollar scandal.
What really stands out, though, is the timing, isn't it?
Absolutely. These dinners, they happened between November 2020 and May 2022. So quite a while before Su Haijin was arrested in August 2023.
And way before his conviction and deportation in May 2024.
Yeah, and we know who set them up, Sam Goy, the businessman, the Popia King.
Right, and the locations were pretty high-end, too. Town, private dining, places like that.
Mm-hmm. Goy even confirmed he picked up the tab for these dinners, and, he made sure to say they followed all the COVID rules at the time.
So just to picture it, you've got ministers Ong Ye Kung, Chi Hum Tat, Eng Chi Ming. Dinners paid for by Goy, and Su Haijin is also there.
Then after the news breaks much later, Ching posts on Facebook defending the ministers.
Yeah, that's a significant piece. What was her main argument?
Well, essentially, she argued they couldn't possibly have known about Su's criminal activities back then. It was all in the future.
Okay.
She talked about compassion, second chances, and kind of posed the question, are we expecting politicians to be psychics, to predict crimes?
It's a point about foresight, sure. But it didn't quite satisfy everyone, did it?
No, because the focus quickly shifted to something else. Gifts.
The public service rules.
Yeah.
You have to declare benefits over $50.
Exactly. And with Sam Goy confirming he paid for these likely quite expensive dinners.
The question became, were these undeclared benefits? Did the ministers declare them? That seemed to be the crux of the public scrutiny.
Yeah, and that scrutiny intensified once Goy confirmed payment.
Beyond just the rules, though, there's this broader feeling, isn't there, about, public trust.
Definitely. It touches on that blurry line between networking, political engagement, and maybe privileged access for certain elites.
Right. Why was Su Haijin invited? What's his link to Sam Goy specifically? Were these just friendly dinners?
Or was there something more? It raises uncomfortable questions about who gets close to people in power, even if unknowingly at the time.
The ministers did give explanations. Eng Chi Meng mentioned attending one dinner related to his NTUC role.
And Ong Ye Kung and Chi Hung Tap both said, essentially, a friend invited us. We didn't really know Su Haijin personally.
But the core question about declaration, did they or didn't they? The 2230 piece pointed out that media queries about that specific point weren't answered.
Still unclear then.
Yeah. So for you listening, it really boils down to some fundamental things about accountability, doesn't it?
Like, should politicians be perhaps more proactive, even overly cautious maybe, about disclosing anything that could even look like a benefit?
Especially when they claim they didn't know the person or any potential issues. Does this whole episode show a potential, weak spot in how these interactions are handled?
It's a tough balance.
It really is. It leaves you thinking. Considering everything happened before the scandal broke, how do you weigh it all up?
The need for transparency versus the reality that sometimes you genuinely might not know who you're sitting next to at a dinner.
Yeah. How do you balance accountability with the possibility of, just unknowing association? Something to ponder, definitely.